Today on Ask Miyazaki, we talk about social media content strategy, where their customers are always right, and humorous corporate social media accounts like Denny's Diner. Bring on the pancakes. Isabel asks, are comedic accounts like Denny's Diner an effective marketing strategy or just a gimmick? For any of you who have not seen the Denny's Diner Twitter account, take a look at some of the entertaining ridiculousness that they post on a daily basis. Everything from waffles to pancakes with lil cubbies to, much like snowflakes and first-hand tales of alien abduction, no two pancakes are exactly the same. As well as their entertaining images, such as their avocado Pitcoin parody image during the Bitcoin's frenzy, and their parody of the Connect 4 table game with Pancake, the classic vertical one-in-a-row game. So are these types of comedic accounts effective as a marketing tactic? Yes, especially when they serve to accomplish the following three strategic goals. First, because comedic accounts like this are popular and people share them with others, they help build brand awareness, brand familiarity, and keep the brand top of mind. Second, these types of accounts help build positive brand affect, a fancy marketing way of saying that they get more people to like their brand more and more. They do this in two ways. By associating the brand with positive feelings, in this case, mainly humor with some occasional other positive emotions thrown in at times, and by giving people something positive that they can share with their friends and acquaintances. In essence, helping people look good to others. And third, amidst all the humor, these tweets still inform audiences about brand and product attributes, including the endearing fact that the people behind the brand don't take themselves too seriously and have a great sense of humor. So, do humorous accounts like this work? Absolutely. In fact, the Denny's Diner Twitter account makes me want to open Anthony's Diner just so I can have as much fun as they're having. Rayanne asks, why do companies enforce the idea that the customer is always right, even when they're not? Shouldn't businesses defend themselves against false accusations, even if it means losing a few customers? This is a complicated question, Rayanne, particularly in today's world of social media shaming that's directed at everything from large corporations to smaller companies to even individual customer service personnel. There are so many stories floating around where someone has rudely complained their way to their own personal satisfaction to the detriment of a company's employees, its investors, other customers who had to endure the complaining, and even the own customer's reputation as a decent human being. False accusations hurt not only the company's brand and reputation, but also the individual reputation of any customer service people who are accused in the process. When companies cave in to those accusations due to the fear of social media backlash, it's a disservice to the hardworking people who helped to build that brand in the first place. But let's get back to this popular customer service mantra. I don't think this statement, the customer is always right, was meant to be a literal rule of business, but rather an idea that if we please our customers, they're likely to come back repeatedly and give us more business. There are some business people who suggest that pleasing employees first will ultimately please customers more than any other policy because, well, happy employees tend to result in happy customers. But this likely depends quite a bit on your industry, your place in the industry, the type of work your employees are supposed to be doing, your target customers, and the nature and competitiveness of your marketplace. You could very well have employees who don't want to put in the effort to please customers, and in that case, you won't have to worry about unhappy customers because eventually you won't have any customers. Another camp of business leaders suggests that we should focus on overall customer happiness with the understanding that some customers really are not a good fit for our particular company or product. If you have a lower quality, inexpensive, but high value restaurant, you may not be the place for diners who want exquisite service and gourmet food. Trying to please a customer like that would likely result in a bad experience for your employees and for the customer. Of course, this does not mean that employees should mistreat or be rude to customers, just like customers should not be disrespectful to employees. After all, the number one way to get amazing customer service is to be an amazing customer. So maybe it's time for something new to replace the customer's always right mantra. How about the customers are always respected, even when they're wrong? Sebastian asks, when using digital marketing to campaign for a product, should you be using the same content on all social media channels? There are a few different perspectives on this topic. The first is the cohesive campaign approach, where you'll send out pretty much the same general messaging and sometimes even the same specific messages across social media channels. The idea behind this approach is to coordinate all your social media efforts so that one particular message or promotion or concept is being delivered to all of your audiences and to any audience members who are present across your various accounts. It's an excellent approach if you have one main message or campaign to communicate and or you have an audience that is commonly shared across your various social media channels. The other approach is a more of a segmented approach, when you can use completely different content and even completely different messaging depending on how different your audiences are distributed across social media channels and how much you want to target each group with a separate message. Whether you want a cohesive set of messages or a more targeted approach, in either case, be careful about trying to recycle your content from one channel to the next. Content made for one channel or medium often looks remade when it's used for another. It's always better to plan ahead to consider where you'll be using your content rather than try to reuse it after the fact. Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much for the questions. I always appreciate them. Keep the questions coming. Send them through Twitter using the hashtag AskMiyazaki. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of Ask Miyazaki, Monday's Marketing Minute, or whatever else comes your way. And have a great day.